In a world where local legends are made, where college dreams take flight, and where the biggest names in sports collide, one man brings you the action, the insight, and the stories that matter. This is Sports Talk for Onslow County and beyond. You're locked in to Sports Talk with Chris Raynor, only on Freedom 97.1 WSME.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's get ready to rumble!
Hey, good morning. Welcome to Sports Talk. I'm your host, Chris Raynor. It is Friday, November 7th, which means high school football playoff time, high school soccer playoff time. We have hockey, baseball. Baseball just finished, actually. Hockey, baseball, NFL, basketball, all that going on at the same time. They had Robert Farley, our co-host. Robert, they had a time, it was a week or so ago on a Monday night where every major sporting, every major pro event or pro thing was playing at the same time.
That's awesome.
Which Monday night was the only night they could do it because of, Monday Night Football.
That's awesome.
Yeah, a lot of stuff going on. Coach Beau Williams, our guest today. Thanks for being with us, Coach.
No problem. Thanks for having us.
I'm going out on a limb here and guaranteeing you guys advance past tonight.
Yeah.
Okay.
You're pretty smart.
Got to buy, man.
They deserve a buy.
They deserve to buy. That's right. And we're going to talk about the system, and then we're going to break down the 1A bracket too, where I think everybody got a buy, didn't they? It's crazy. We'll look at it and see.
But
it's because it's small.
At the 1A.
Well, yeah, but
he's
a man about town. He's a sports guy. Before we get rolling, we do have a call in here shortly. I want to get our sponsors. Then we have a caller enter. We have a couple call-in guests today. Wow. So let me get our sponsors first, the ones that make Sports Talk possible. The losses of John Drew Warlick, National Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram, Express Printing and Myron Cross, your one-stop print shop, Golden Corral and Billy Sewell, the only one for everyone, Bayshore Animal Hospital there in Swansboro. They care for your four-legged MVPs. CNS Paint, Ron Choate and Victor Case. Bradley's Jewelers, where Eastern North Carolina gets engaged. Rock Creek Golf and Country Club, where champions play on and off the golf course. Now, that's not necessarily true because I play there every now and then. So I wouldn't call myself a golf champion. I'm a hacker. How about you, Farley? You a golfer?
I'm okay. I used to play a lot. I don't play much now. I have grandkids. So
pasture pool, as my cousin calls it.
Yeah, I used to play a little bit.
How about you, Beau? You a golfer?
I don't have much time before it.
Not much off season.
You got to remember, just because he's the head football coach, he's also the AD, and that's a pretty busy job too, isn't it, Coach?
But you got to find time for a hobby every now and then.
How many sports you have to handle?
A lot.
He don't even know how many there is. There's a bunch.
There's a ton. Also sponsoring Sports Talk is Superior Metal Structures and Concrete there in Beulahville. Jones Onslow EMC, your Touchstone Energy Cooperative, keeping the lights on and the game going. Downey's Heating and Air Conditioning. Hampton Hadley Chiropractic, keeping your back in the game. I need that. Hollywood's over here. Do I really need to read all these if you're going to keep laughing? No. Okay, sorry. Jones LP Gas in Verona. Today is $11 cylinder refill today. So if you have a gas grill, since you got to buy and you might want to grill tonight, go get your cylinder refilled.
It's a good deal.
Downey's Heating and Air Conditioning. Southern Touch Painting, Roger Carroll. Fountain Management, Sandra Fountain and her team, your local property pros. Onslow County Motor Company, Ben Beasley and the crew, where the rubber meets the road. Hollywood's been all over AI this week, I can tell. Lane Associates Family Dentistry, smiles that shine brighter than even the stadium lights on Friday Night Lights. Barley Insurance Services, Bill Mercer, covering what matters the most. And Humphrey Heating and Air Conditioning, relax, they're on the way. Our racing report is fueled by Onslow County Motor Company and, of course, Ben Beasley. Final racing report today. The NASCAR boys wound it up finally after that long season. We'll cover that here shortly. Our Hurricane Watch, which this is the good hurricane season going on, is powered by Downey's Heating and Air Conditioning. Carolina Hurricanes doing really well, so we'll cover that during that segment also. We want to thank Helen's Kitchen and Billy Grissett. They're going to roll in here about 10 o'clock with BLTs and burgers today. I figured we would do it towards the end, more like a lunch thing. That way Coach can get some nourishment. We don't want your ribs to start showing before you go back to school. Thank you then for keeping us well fed and race ready. And make sure you check out all our social media platforms. Freedom Sports Talk is everywhere. We're on 97.1 FM, of course, 1120 AM, and we stream worldwide at WSME971.com. And you can follow us on Facebook at Freedom 97.1 WSME and subscribe to our YouTube channel, which is WSME Radio. You can watch live, catch replays, and dig into years of great interviews and classic moments. And our studio line is 910-346-2248. You can call us up and be part of the show. Speaking of which, let's jump right into that. We have a caller. We have Lieutenant Colonel Chris Reardon from the United States Marine Corps. He works with Freedom Fitness of America, a nonprofit organization that works with military organizations and everyday citizens to promote fitness, faith, family, and freedom, and to build physical, mental, and spiritual awareness for life in crisis. They have a big event coming up called the Freedom Crucible, and I'm going to let Lieutenant Colonel Reardon tell us about that. How you doing today, Chris?
Good. How are you doing?
Well, it's going to be very confusing because we have three Chris's in here, so I'll just call you Lieutenant Colonel. How about that?
That's okay, yeah.
Glad to have you with us today. Tell us all about your big event coming up. And first of all, tell us a little bit about what the organization is, and then we'll jump into the big event.
Yeah, first of all, thank you. So, yeah, my name's Lieutenant Chris Reardon. Yes, I am an active duty Marine, and I'm stationed out here local in North Carolina. We actually call it the Carolina MAGTAF, Marine and Ground Task Force. And then in my off-duty time, I do run a nonprofit called Freedom Fitness America. As we say, that we train people to be fit for the fight in life, which means to be physically, mentally, and spiritually prepared to face crisis and danger, right? So particularly what Freedom Fitness America is designed to do is to work with the local active duty military. Right now we're focusing in North Carolina, but we're looking around the nation, even with international audiences. And so we combine physical fitness and outdoor adventure team building type events with different discussions that are tied to the mental and the spiritual component in order to build resiliency and the moral strength to face adversity head on. And so, in fact, this morning we were doing a workout up in Havelock with various U.S. Marines and even some of our allies, and it was amazing as we ran through a discussion on courage and what that looks like. One of the things we're particularly also branching on now is how we get this out to everyday U.S. citizens, and we're focusing right now on men, especially young men, between the ages of 20 to 40. And so that's a demographic that's critical to reach in order to gain both the skills, the wherewithal, and the ability to face your moment of truth, as I like to say it. So, yeah, that's our organization. So let me know when you're ready to talk about the Freedom Crucible.
Yeah, tell us about that. That's your event coming up. That's your next event coming up, correct?
That's correct, yeah. So on November 15th, we're honored to be hosted by Camp Albemarle. It's in Newport, North Carolina. It's a Christian outdoor adventure camp. And so we're going to be able to call their Pines location, really running an outdoor event. So people on the call, they might be familiar with events like Go Ruck, or they might be familiar with like Tough Mudder, Spartan races. So we're putting on something like that, right? And what's interesting is the Freedom Crucible was inspired by the actual Marine Corps Crucible. So the Marine Corps Crucible, if you think the real deal, it's about a 50-hour challenge where Marine recruits, as they get ready to get the Eagle and Anchor, they're going to go ahead and put on packs. They're going to march with their squads and their platoons and their companies with their drill instructors. They're going to go through various tactical team-based challenges that replicate real combat scenarios. But one of the things they do in that challenge is they actually learn about real-life Marine veterans who went into harm's way and did incredible things. And that's a part of the reason why the Marine Corps has this sense of like spiritual ethos, if you will, of honor, courage, commitment. It's because we remember who went before us. And that history is critical to building that cohesiveness throughout generations, right? And it's one of the reasons why it was first founded. There's a physical tax to it, and it's really that spiritual tax. So in this case, we wanted to be able to bring something like that to everyday Americans. And so what's going to happen is in this challenge, we're going to be having squads of men who are going to come together. They're going to be putting on 40-pound rucksacks. They're going to be, walking through multiple different stations. So probably no more than about 6 miles throughout a course of a day. So relatively easy hike, as we say for Marines. But at each station, they're going to be doing realistic tactical scenarios, physical obstacles. So an example is one station, they're going to have really hyper-realistic stop-the-bleed training. So you're going to get to a place where we're going to have like makeup on dummies, and it's going to almost replicate like a real-life bleeding scenario. And that team, after they go through some basic training, they're going to be like, if you're in a car accident or you're in an active shooter situation, how would you deal with this? Or if you had to move somebody, what would that look like? We were also going to be doing some shotgun stress shoots, so everybody likes to shoot guns, or maybe a lot of dudes do.
Hey, I'm down for that part, buddy.
Right, yeah. And so, we got a team. It's called Common Man Training. So retired Lieutenant Colonel in the Marine Corps, he's going to be running this, and you got guys you're going to be able to do some like physical fitness skills or do some burpees or whatever, and then they're going to have to like shoot down targets. And so it's just kind of give like a little bit a taste, if you will, of what military and law enforcement training be looking like. And then on the back end of each one of those stations that they go through, they're going to get tied into a movie called Surrender, Only to One. And so Surrender movie was designed by U.S. Special Forces operators, took my friend Damon Friedman. He's a retired Air Force Lieutenant Colonel, served in the Special Forces of the Air Force, has combat action in Afghanistan, and he also was a former recon Marine. So he put together his buddies who basically tell their stories of what was it like to serve in Iraq and Afghanistan. So we're going to basically play some of those movie clips from that movie. These operators are going to tell their stories. So we have basically military volunteers who are going to facilitate that discussion. And they're going to get to a place or one of the tracks where we're going to say, okay, the goal is resiliency, and you're going to take one of two options. You're what we call the unbeatable mind track, and you're going to follow discussion based on guys like Jocko Willnick, a retired Navy SEAL, and also Mark Devine, another retired Navy SEAL. And you're going to learn about mental strategies for courage, hope, inner strength in times of difficulty, danger, and loss. Or you can do the faith-based track, which you're basically going to hear Christian testimonies from the Special Forces operators in Surrender movie, and look at, like, how would God give you the peace and resolve to overcome life's harsh trials. This has been successfully used in multiple U.S. military religious service with overwhelming interest and participation. So, yeah, that's what I can tell you about the Crucible.
That sounds like a big deal event. Camp Albemarle, have you ever been there before?
I've been at least, I've never actually done any physical training, but I've gone out there to scout out the area.
Oh, yeah, so you've seen the place. It's beautiful right there on the water. Just a great place to be. We've taken church groups there before. A lot of open space for activities. Of course, you have the water and everything, too. Will anything you do be in the water this time, or is it just a little too chilly for that?
No, so we were looking at some water activities between some boating and potentially a pool, but I think in November that's a little bit too rough for our audience.
Well, looking at it, once again, it's Saturday, November 15th, and if I wasn't going out of town, man, I'd be right there with the physical part of it. You had me at shotguns. You lost me at burpees and push-ups and stuff. But anyway, it sounds like a great activity. Let me double-check some of these dates, make sure everything's accurate. November 15th is the event, and it starts at 0700, which, as Adrian Cronauer said in Good Morning Vietnam, oh, my God, that's early. That's why they put the O in front of it. 0700 to 0750, and the race starts around 8 a.m., correct?
That's correct.
All right, and it'll run till 4:30 that afternoon, so 0600 to 1630 to make it official. Says the cost is $99 per member, but do you still have scholarships available?
We do. So if they go to the landing page and they scroll towards the bottom, you're going to see we got right now for the first 40 qualified individuals. So we're looking at military veterans, first responders, college students, and JROTC cadets. So they literally just go on there. They click register for free. It'll give them instructions. We have a promo code. So when they go on the Stripe page, they're going to click FFA sponsor 40. It's going to zero out 99 to 0, but that's a first come, first serve right now.
Okay. And it says also you're looking for sponsors or for donors to sponsor a team of 5 to 10 guys at anywhere between $500 to $1,000 per sponsor, correct?
That's correct. And
That's
again,
awesome.
if you go right to that landing page towards the bottom, it'll give you like donate and sponsor now. It'll go right to where you could donate online or mail off a check.
And they could spider all this stuff off. There's a couple of different websites here, or a couple of different addresses, but they could also get all of it off of freedomfitnessamerica.org, correct?
Yeah, we'll make sure there's a button on the actual website, but
Okay.
it's going to be freedomfitnessamerica.org/freedom TAC Crucible TAC 1. Right,
Okay.
so that's the main landing page, but we'll go and get that on our freedomfitnessamerica.org website. It's like, hey, this is what's happening.
So if they started that main one, though, they could spider off of there, freedomfitnessamerica.org, right?
Yep.
Okay, that's
They can.
awesome. Anything else you want to add before you go? I know you got a lot to do preparing for events. Anything else you want to tell us about the event, or any follow up on it?
Honestly, so this is our first time doing this with everyday citizens, and so I'm excited to see how that's going to go, because my hope is we do more in the spring, and we're building this out. So really, some of the key people we're trying to reach, like from a leadership perspective, are anybody who's like faith-based leaders. We're looking at CrossFit gyms, GoRuck facilities, sports teams, anybody who's looking at, like, I got some young men who could use this, and if you could sponsor them or get them to sign up, that would be awesome, because that's really the thing we really need, as well as anybody wants to volunteer and donate. That would be awesome. So, like I said, we will get that link on our main page today, so you'll be able to see that. But definitely go to the landing page. You'll be able to do what you got to do.
Okay, and thank you. And once again, that place to get started there is freedomfitnessamerica.org. And if you want the longer address, if you can remember, it's freedomfitnessamerica.org/freedom. I guess that's a hyphen, crucible and -1. But the bottom line is freedomfitnessamerica.org is the easiest way they can probably find it and get started, correct?
Yeah.
And I would think if they Google, the organization and then the name of the Freedom Crucible, it would probably come up too, I would think.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll ask my marketing guy about the Google ad, because I've not actually tried it myself, so that rolls.
Okay, and once again, this is Lieutenant Colonel Chris Reardon, the Onslow County Sheriff's Department. Wrong Colonel. The United States Marine Corps. Once again, kind of give everybody just one quick rundown again, reintroducing yourself too, and the event, and then we'll let you go.
Yeah. So this again, Lieutenant Colonel Chris Reardon. I'm the director of Freedom Fitness America. It's a 501(c) fiscally sponsored nonprofit, and we work with the military. We work with everyday citizens, and we're trying to train them to be fit for the fight in life. So, to say for the fight, particularly with the military, is like, how do you train people to be ready for war, for combat, and crisis? And everybody else is, how do we deal with the hardships in everyday life? And so, with the Freedom Crucible, again, we're going to be doing this outdoor adventure event, really focused on men this time. To go through some physical hardships, challenges, learn the ethos of men that went before, particularly famous Americans who went into harm's way in combat and came back, or they laid their lives on for our country. And then they're also going to be learning through some real life stories from veterans tied into how do you face danger, trauma, and come out in the back end. So that's what the Freedom Cruise is about. Again, November 15th at Camp Albemarle in Newport, North Carolina. So hoping to see you there.
All right. Well, thank you so much for being with us, man. Good luck with the event. I'm sure it'll be a big deal, and look forward to talking to you later about it.
Hey, happy 250th birthday, USMC.
Yeah, happy 250th coming up
next week.
Absolutely. Yeah, thank you very much. Happy birthday to all the Marines out there.
All right. Take care, Lieutenant Colonel. Have a good day.
You too. All right. Bye.
I think we're time for our first break, correct, Hollywood? All right, we'll take our first break, and we'll come back. We're going to talk a little high school football with Coach Beau Williams.
Casey Kasem has unlocked the American Top 40 vaults and is replaying original shows from the 70s. This week, Casey takes you back to November 5th, 1977. That's when Paul Simon was slip-sliding away. Johnny Rivers was swaying to the music. The Carpenters were calling occupants of interplanetary craft. And the Bee Gees wondered, how deep is your love? You'll hear those songs and all the top 40 hits from November 5th, 1977, right here on American Top 40, the 70s.
Saturday mornings, 8 to 11 on Freedom 97.1 WSME.
Black Friday savings start now at National Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram. Lease a new 2025 Jeep Grand Cherokee L Laredo 4x4, just $678 a month with zero down. That's nothing down, no fine print, no surprises, only $678 a month on a new Jeep Grand Cherokee 4-wheel drive. Find great offers like this and more during the Black Friday sales event at National Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram. Choose from hundreds of new Jeeps and Ram trucks available now. On-road or off-road, National has the new ride you're looking for. Like a new 2025 Jeep Grand Cherokee L Laredo 4x4, just $678 a month with zero down. All taxes and fees included with approved credit on 48-month lease and 10,000 miles a year. And yes, that's a true zero down.
Visit National Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram, Highway 17 in Jacksonville.
It's a national thing. Go National!
If you're looking to purchase a pre-owned car, truck, or SUV without the high pressure, Onslow County Motor Company, 1639 Lejeune Boulevard, may be the dealership for you. At Onslow County Motor Company, they want to help you buy a car, truck, or SUV, not just sell you one. Buying a car, truck, or SUV should be enjoyable, and the folks at Onslow County Motor Company will do their best to make your car buying experience fun and relaxed. Check out their inventory online at ocmc.us or visit them at 1639 Lejeune Boulevard. All vehicles are hand-selected, and a standard warranty comes with most vehicles with extended warranties available, and Carfax is free. Stop by and visit Ben, Brandon, Travis, Terry, or Dave. They will gladly answer all your questions about a particular model. Financing? OCMC will finance most anybody. Great selection. Great people. Onslow County Motor Company, 1639 Lejeune Boulevard, Jacksonville, where customers send their friends. Call today, 910-355-7066.
When it comes to paint and painting supplies, whether a contractor or homeowner, since 1957, people have depended on C&S Paint for all their paint, painting supplies, and accessories, as well as providing expert knowledge in helping with a particular paint project. C&S Paint, with locations in Jacksonville, 6 Doris Avenue, 504 Cedar Point Boulevard, Cedar Point, and 105 Wayne Drive in Morehead City. C&S Paint is close and convenient to cover the Crystal Coast with quality Pittsburgh paint for any project, residential or commercial. Color is often the first impression of a home or community. Pittsburgh Paint's team of designers, experienced in both new home construction and residential repaint, have compiled over 2,000 color schemes to provide you with a selection that appeals to homeowners. A beautiful and lasting paint job starts with quality Pittsburgh paint. For more information, phone 910-455-0210 or visit C&S Paint, 6 Doris Avenue, Jacksonville, 504 Cedar Point Boulevard, Cedar Point, and 105 Wayne Drive in Morehead City, or online, cspaintcenter.com. C&S Paint, Jacksonville's premier paint store since 1957.
Down East Heating and Air Conditioning, a family tradition of quality since 1986.
Hey, did you hear? Daikin, the #1 air conditioner manufacturer in the world, has teamed up with Down East Heating and Air Conditioning.
Down East Heating and Air Conditioning, a family tradition of quality since 1986. DownEastHeating.com.
Down East and Daikin? Now that's a cool combination. Let Down East put its award-winning team to work for you. One-day install on heating and air system changeouts and no cooking on install day. Dinner is on us.
Down East Heating and Air Conditioning, a family tradition of quality since 1986. DownEastHeating.com.
Touchdown! There's nothing like the excitement of Friday night football here in our community. And just like your favorite team, Jones Onslow EMC is always on your side, delivering reliable energy to power your lives. From flexible payment options to energy efficiency programs, we're committed to offering you the best services tailored to your needs. Because at Jones Onslow EMC, we're not just your electric company, we're your neighbors, your friends, and your biggest fans. Stay powered up and enjoy the game. Jones Onslow EMC, powering our community, empowering you.
Are you in a rental home? If so, just call Fountain Management at 910-455-1609. Are you in need of a new property manager for your rentals? If so, call Fountain Management at 910-455-1609 or just stop by our office located at 255 Williamsburg Parkway and ask for Lisa Thornton or Sandra Fountain. They will be more than happy to assist you. Lisa or Sandra can share all available properties that would meet your needs or a property management package that would meet your needs. Give us a call today. Fountain Management, 910-455-1609.
At Express Printing, Myron Cross and the team believe every job should be your job. Your colors, your logo, your style. They specialize in custom printing, such as banners, signs, business cards, marketing materials, and more. When you want it done right and made just for you, trust your local one-stop print shop, Express Printing. Locally owned and proudly serving Onslow County for over 40 years, you'll always get the personal service the big stores just can't match. Stop by 117 North Marine Boulevard in Jacksonville. Call 910-455-4554 or visit expressprintingjacksonville.com. Express Printing, custom design, full service. Locally yours.
$5,000. That's the average amount of money people in the U.S. are now spending on gas in a year. $5,000. That's crazy. If you drive, you have to download Upside, the free app that gives you cash back every time you get gas. That's right. You can earn real cash back with Upside just by buying the gas you're already buying. You can literally start earning cash back today.
I use Upside every time I fill up, and I've already made around $300.
You're putting gas in your car anyway. Why not get real cash back? If you like free money, download Upside.
I'm saving the cash I earn from using Upside to help pay for a vacation later this year.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code COOL to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code COOL for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code COOL for a 25 cents per gallon bonus.
You're locked into Sports Talk with Chris Raynor, only on Freedom 97.1, WSME.
Welcome back to Sports Talk. I'm your host, Chris Raynor. Friday, November 7th, playoff time. We're going to get everything ready for high school playoffs. We'll probably finish the rest of the show with that. We do have a couple of segments in between. We have, of course, our racing report sponsored by Onslow County Motor Company, Ben Beasley and the gang. And we want to talk about the racing is done. Did you watch the race, Robert?
I did not.
Final race was in Phoenix, and basically come down to two of the drivers in the chase. They were down to the final four, and the two drivers that finished first and second, whichever one wins the points. So at the end,
Denny Hamlin was ahead, and he looked like he was going to win. They had a late caution.
Yep.
Everybody pitted, and he must have had a bad pit stop. And Kyle Larson.
Well, he took on 4 tires, and Larson took on 2.
There you go.
Sometimes they'll just do the outer 2 because for a short period of time, the grip is just as good as 4, and plus you don't lose all that track position. So losing the track position is what put Kyle Larson in first. Kyle Larson in a Chevrolet is the Winston Cup. Well, I still call it that. The Cup champion. I don't even know what the sponsor is now, but it used to be Winston Cup. Denny Hamlin, you got to feel for him a little bit. I know a lot of people don't like him, but he's been in position 6 years.
Couldn't have a nicer guy. I don't care.
There you go.
I don't care for him.
There you go.
Don't care for him.
Yeah, a lot of people don't. And 6 times, and this is the third of those 6 where all 6 he was eligible to win, in the chase and everything. But this is the third time where I think he's finished second. So right there at it. So tough break for old Denny. Apparently he's not well thought of in the racing world. Chase Briscoe finished third in a Toyota in the points. William Byron was fourth in a Chevrolet. So that's your top 4 there for the season-ending thing. I'm trying to find the results from the race, but obviously Kyle Larson won the race too. So it's it doesn't hurt your cause to win the race, for the points. And he just took care of business, did what it did. I did see the end of it on Sports Center, and it was like a hornet's nest, man, 5 or 6 cars, weaving in and out. And I think that's why they finish at Phoenix, because it's one of those tracks that's not a groove racetrack.
It's the weather, too.
Yeah, and you can get all in different places. They're about 4 wide at the start-finish line.
Well, I thought they could have the final race at Charlotte. Why not? That's the hub of NASCAR. Why not have the final race there?
Well, you've been to Panthers games in the fall, and you never know about the weather. That's the unfortunate part. That's why they used to enter at Atlanta years ago. In Atlanta, in November, you can have snow sometimes. So it's just dicey on the weather.
I think next year they're going back to they're not doing the playoffs. I think.
They're gonna listen to the old school NASCAR fans and go back to just the season long grind. And then if it was me personally, I'd put a little more emphasis on winning. I would give you more points, a bigger gap between first and second. You know what I mean? Kind of gives people more impetus on winning. Now, but we talked before. You've been in NASCAR races before.
Yes, sir.
When was your last one, you think? Many moons ago?
Yeah, about 10 years ago.
Yeah, same here. We kind of got out of it, went for years, and just with all the changes got out of it. But hopefully they're bringing back some good stuff for it. I'd like to see some of the old school NASCAR stuff.
Go back to the Rock.
To the Rock. Yeah, I think the Rock's on the schedule. I know it is for the
Busch Series.
The Busch Series, we still call it, yeah. Is that one of you guys products?
No, sir.
We'll call it the secondary series then.
Yeah.
And then the truck series will be there. So I think they're trying to get a cup race there. I heard next year they're having a cup race in North Wilkesboro. It's an actual points race, not just the All-Star game.
Okay.
I've heard that, and we'll follow up on that. We'll still do the hot stove league through the winter and everything. But thank you to Onslow County Motor Company, Ben Beasley and the gang for sponsoring our racing report all year. Go see Ben and them for any car you need. They got all kinds of varieties. They got trucks, cars, SUVs, crossovers, whatever you want. Just go.
I still can't believe he lets you drive some cars of his.
I know.
I'm going to have a conversation with him.
I wouldn't do that, no.
Okay.
Don't mess up a good thing.
All right.
All right, let's jump into high school football. Well, we got playoffs starting tonight. Like we said, I've guaranteed Coach Williams that he will advance past tonight's round. I know coaches don't like to look to the next round, but I guarantee you'll pass on tonight. And I asked him off the air where he was going tonight to scout. You're going to scout the team in Greenville tonight, right?
Yeah, I'm going to go see my parents and get ready for the EC game tomorrow.
What time's the game tomorrow?
3 o'clock, homecoming game against Charlotte.
That'd be pretty sweet.
That'd be
yeah.
a blowout.
We hadn't beaten them yet, so
they're not very good.
Well, we still hadn't beaten them yet.
There's a kid for Northside plays for Charlotte. I think
Conley. Yeah,
Conley. That
started
guy was,
Carolina, went somewhere else in between, I think, or may not have.
That guy was really good.
He was a great player.
Still a great player. From what I understand, he does about a little bit of everything.
He hurt his knee or something.
Yeah, at Carolina.
Yeah, but he's still playing at Charlotte now, right?
Yep.
And I heard he plays a little defense, some kickoff returns, some offense, sells peanuts in between.
You got any kids be there tomorrow? Any former players?
Yeah, we got 4 that are on ECU.
Tell us who they are.
Tymeer Brown's a starting corner. Josh Benton's a linebacker that gets a lot of playing time. Linebacker safety. Miles Parker is a tight end that is a lot of special teams. And then Damari Gant's a redshirt running back.
Wow, that's pretty good.
Wow, that is awesome.
4 Cardinals. None on Charlotte?
Not anymore.
Okay.
We used to have some.
Remember when Campbell first started their program, and Charlotte too. They pulled a lot of players from this area to get started, and I think Campbell still has a few too. Looking at tonight's schedule, of course, you guys have a bye. What's the other bye? Northside has a bye?
Yes, sir.
Is there any other byes from Onslow County?
Croatan, they're not Onslow County, but they got a bye.
Yeah.
East Duplin had a bye too.
Well, looking at the schedule, here's what we got. We got Southwest. I will guarantee that Southwest will win the game tonight.
Okay.
I'm guaranteeing
He's
it.
pretty smart, Coach.
I'm guaranteeing that Southwest will come out victorious tonight. Southwest Onslow versus Southwest Edgecombe. The battle of Southwest. Southwest will win tonight, one way or another. Then you got Lejeune at Northampton. Wow. You ever been to Northampton?
No, sir.
Or you been to the area before? Roanoke Rapids?
Yes, sir.
It's a haul.
It's on the Virginia line.
Yeah.
It is a haul.
End of the earth, hang a left, and it's right there.
Good for the Lejeune kids, though, because middle of the season, they couldn't do anything for like a week.
Yeah, but somehow that it didn't follow the regular shutdown guidelines. They jumped the gun and went in and played like on a Tuesday night to beat the shutdown, and then it turned out that after the next week they were able to get right back at it. So I don't think they actually missed any games.
They didn't, but they couldn't play for 3 or 4 days.
They worked out something to where some kind of stopgap thing where they were able to get on it. Richlands and Havelock. Now Richlands has come on the end of the year. Well, they win 3 out of their last 4 or something.
2 out of 3.
2 out of 3. Won their finale. They're in the playoffs, and here you go. You're in the playoffs. You get rewarded by going to Havelock.
And it looks like Havelock's figured it out. There's won like 4 in a row. I think.
They righted the ship, I think, halfway through.
Yeah, because early on they were struggling and had some losses that were uncharacteristic. Some problems scored early in the year. Some low-scoring games. And
I think what I read, they switched quarterbacks and put a freshman in there.
Yeah, they brought up their JV quarterback. They brought up a bunch of young guys and got it turned around.
So that means we were talking an episode we had on Greg Cooper, who was a quarterback under Ray Durham, and Greg was telling us a story about how there's only been a handful of I think he only had 1 quarterback that actually played 2 years. Coach Durham was always big about having a senior quarterback, and so really it didn't matter. If you were a junior, then usually a senior was playing. But
what's your opinion on that?
That's what I was going to ask you. Now the in vogue thing with a lot of coaches is to try and get a sophomore, because then you got him for what? 3 years.
Yeah, we've gone the past couple of years with seniors. It just happened to be the way it turned out. 2 years ago, Amari Dorsey kind of started taking over, but then got hurt, and so Amari Barber took off with it.
And he was a senior, right?
He was a senior.
Did Washington play quarterback last year?
No, Dorsey came back and played last year.
Okay.
So he was a senior last year. So AJ took over this year, and next year will probably be Josiah Benton. So the last one we had that was a 2-year starter was Josh Benton.
Okay. Now your quarterback this year is a senior.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. That's good in a way because you got that leadership. But man, you love to have him for a couple of years.
Oh yeah,
you?
make it a little bit easier.
He's just an athlete.
Yes, sir.
Well, looking further at the schedule, you got Dixon. They're taking a little bit of a haul too to Rockingham County.
Yeah.
That's not Rockingham, North Carolina. Rockingham County is up there near Reedsville, correct?
Yes.
Isn't that where Reedsville is?
Yeah.
So they're up there on the state line too.
Yeah, I think it's by Greensboro area, north of Greensboro.
North of Greensboro, and the county actually borders
I
Virginia.
think Dixon can beat him.
I do too, especially running that the single wing and everything. And we want to talk more about Dixon's quarterback a little later in the show when we talk about some statistics. He's put up some healthy numbers.
He might hit 3,000 yards.
Yeah.
He could, and I've got to dig into the statistical trunk. I'll have it ready for next year. I think he's got like 2,700 or something now, from what I heard.
Yep.
The biggest total I remember in Onzo County history was 28 something. So he should pass that. Even if he doesn't get the 3,000, he should pass.
A kid from Lejeune a few years ago had a monster year.
Yeah, but I looked that up, but it was like 2,400.
Okay.
Because Jamaz, I think was his name.
Richardson.
Yeah, Jamaz Richardson. We looked it up, and on the state website, it shows him at like 24 something for that year. He had one game though where it was almost like 600 one game, but BJ Jordan with 28 something back in.
Where did he play?
2018 Southwest.
Okay.
For his senior year, and he.
Yeah, but they probably that year Southwest probably played 15 games.
Not that year. I think they went to the Eastern Finals, but he didn't start playing until like the second game.
So what do you got to win? 4 games to go to state championship?
Yeah,
so
it's 5.
You could play 5. Yeah.
Now, was it that way before? Has it always been the 4 and
It
then
used to be
the
4.
5th? Yeah. Seemed like some of those years where teams, and what it was, they used to have endowment games. So you see teams finish 16-0 or 15-1, and that's what it was that they played that endowment game. So Dixon up at Rockingham County, they could go out there and surprise them with that running game if they get it rolling.
That's a hard offense to prepare for, isn't it?
Oh yeah, especially you don't see it often.
Yeah, it's just that's the one week you prepare for when you got to play. Did you play any teams that had more of a run type offense? More not spread oriented, something different like the box or
I mean for us East Duplin with wing T.
Yeah, the wing T. So that was a different week of practice, wasn't it?
We don't see it. We don't see it much.
You just get your JV guys or your scout team to get out there and say, "Here,
get ready.
This is what y'all are running this week." White Oak has a trip too. Man, all our teams traveling have a long trip. White Oak at Eastern Guilford. That's out there too. Coach Bird, it wouldn't surprise me to see them break through.
No, he had a good feeling about this week. His thing was, can they handle the bus ride? Because that is a long ride. We went there about 6-7 years ago. It's a long trip.
Well, I know that Rockingham County is further west than even Northampton. Which one out of Eastern Guilford and Rockingham? Which one do you think is the furthest?
Rockingham, especially for Dixon.
Yeah, because going up to the all the way up to the state line. Then some extra games we've got on our schedule from non-Onzo County games. You got Green Central at Wallace Rose Hill. Both of those have been 1A and 2A powers for years, especially Green Central for a couple of years there in the 2A ranks. Then you got CBA Cock at West Carteret. West Carteret.
I think West Carteret pulls this one out.
You think they will? What do you think about the Green Central Wallace Rose Hill?
I don't know much about them.
Well, it's at Legion Stadium.
Wallace. It's at Wallace, so I'll go with Coach Mott and his group probably.
Go with the Bulldogs. Triton at Rose. Triton has a local player that started here and played baseball here. David Reese is one of their assistant coaches. They'll be at Rose. Rose is pretty tough in the playoffs, aren't they?
I think Rose gets all they want.
Remember the year where Rose was like 2-8 or something and ended up getting so deep in the playoffs?
Last year.
Was it last year?
Last year they did.
Finals?
Last year they didn't make the Eastern Finals, but another year. It
was the other year I was thinking of where they made all the Eastern
Last year
Finals.
they made it to the 4th round. And 71st beat him, and then you played 71st the next week.
Yep.
But there was one year I know where they made it to the Eastern Finals, but that run
they beat us. They beat us in the Eastern Finals.
Yeah. We're going to take a break here on that part of it. We got a couple more to cover when we get back. We're at our break point, and when we get back, we'll talk more high school football with Coach Beau Williams and Robert Farley.
On the next Goddard's Gold One-Hit Wonders, folks we heard from once, and they just couldn't follow it up. The new vaudeville band, Zager and Evans, the Tornadoes, John Fred and the Playboy Band, Barry McGuire, the Lemon Pipers, Ernie K. Doe, The Safaris, Steam, One-Hit Wonders, Next Gold. Saturdays at 11 a.m. here on Freedom 97.1 and 1120 a.m. WSME.
Goddard's Gold.
Hampton Hadley of Hadley Family Chiropractic is a Palmer graduate and certified in chiropractic pediatrics. If you have been in a car accident or are having trouble with chronic pain, sports injuries, or need proper physical therapy to get you back on your feet, Hadley Family Chiropractic of Jacksonville offers comprehensive care for you. Hadley Family Chiropractic provides services for back pain, headaches, leg pain, neck pain, numbness, shoulder pain, work, and sports injuries. Hadley Family Chiropractic offers state-of-the-art chiropractic care and treatments as well as transportation. We offer very little wait time and same-day appointments, open Monday through Fridays. Saturdays, Sundays, and holidays by appointment. Hadley Family Chiropractic, 1905 Gum Branch Road, Jacksonville. Call today 910-938-2332 or 910-545-8615. Open Monday through Fridays. Saturdays, Sundays, and holidays by appointment. Hadley Family Chiropractic, 1905 Gum Branch Road, Jacksonville.
At Express Printing, Myron Cross and the team believe every job should be your job. Your colors, your logo, your style. They specialize in custom printing, such as banners, signs, business cards, marketing materials, and more. When you want it done right and made just for you, trust your local one-stop print shop. Express Printing. Locally owned and proudly serving Onslow County for over 40 years. You'll always get the personal service the big stores just can't match. Stop by 117 North Marine Boulevard in Jacksonville. Call 910-455-4554 or visit expressprintingjacksonville.com. Express Printing. Custom design, full service. Locally yours.
Bradley's Jewelers is your wedding destination for engagement rings, bridal sets, and wedding bands. From natural diamonds to lab-grown diamonds, Bradley's has the perfect engagement ring and bridal set for your budget. You'll also find a large inventory of wedding bands for the bride and groom. Let Bradley's guide you to that perfect wedding ensemble with the best selection, price, and quality. Bradley's Jewelers, 1122 Western Boulevard in front of Staples and Best Buy in Jacksonville.
In this fast-paced world, common sense is still important. When it comes to marketing insurance in any form, companies take advantage of sound bites, expressly meant to fool you into thinking things are easier than they are. These 1-800-LIFE insurance folks will lead you to believe they have a quicker, faster way of attaining this essential coverage for your family. They don't. Some folks are healthier than others and get approved faster. The process is the same for everybody. That's why you need an agent, especially if it doesn't cost you 1 penny more. At Bartley Insurance Services in Jacksonville, we are there for you from start to finish, locally owned and operated. In this world that is rapidly moving us away from each other, it's important to rely on people you know and trust for your life and health insurance. I am Bill Mercer. Please call my son Drew or me at 910-346-2170. We want to be your agents. Thank you.
Mohawk All Pet Protection and Warranty is the only carpet protection and warranty for all pets, all accidents, all the time. Because your pets are family members too. No matter how you live, we've got you covered. Soft, luxurious, smart strand forever clean carpet. Gorgeous, durable, solid tech, luxury vinyl tile. Mohawk has the ultimate floor for every room in your home that's suitable for all pets. For details, contact Watkins Floor Covering online at watkinsnewfloor.com. Watkins Floor Covering, thanking you for voting them the best of the best for 2024 in the flooring covering and carpet cleaning category. Watkins Floor Covering. They're more than just floors. It's custom showers, custom tubs, carpet cleaning, backsplashes, bathrooms, commercial, retail, and home flooring too. Watkins Floor Covering. Family owned and operated since 1997. With locations in Jacksonville and Surf City. Watkins Floor Covering. You stand on it, we stand behind it.
Humphrey Heating and Air Conditioning, your trusted local carrier indoor weather team, has proudly served the heating and cooling needs of our community since 1967. Now, we've expanded our expert services to include professional residential and commercial duct and dryer vent cleaning, as well as full-service residential and commercial plumbing. With hurricane season here, make sure your home or business stays powered through any storm with a Generac generator. We have units in stock and ready to install today. Cleaner air means better breathing. Let us improve your indoor air quality with our professional air duct cleaning services. And remember, Humphrey Heating and Air Conditioning is available 24/7 for all your heating, cooling, and plumbing emergencies. Turn to the carrier experts, Humphrey Heating and Air Conditioning, with convenient locations in Jacksonville and Hampstead. Visit us online at humphreyheating.com and follow us on Facebook and Instagram. Humphrey Heating and Carrier. Turn to the experts.
It's Sports Talk live on Freedom 97.1 WSME.
Hey, welcome back to Sports Talk. I'm your host, Chris Raynor. We have Coach Beau Williams from Jacksonville High School here with us today. We have Robert Farley as our co-host. Welcome, guys. I know you guys are big Hurricanes fans. Yeah, when they're really good and play for the Stanley Cup and everything. So Canes are doing really well. Last time we talked to you was last Friday, and then Saturday night they had a stinker, a 2-1 loss at Boston of all places. It happens, you know. Goal play was pretty good, just couldn't get goals. And the Hurricanes still have like about 4 of their defensemen out. Yeah. And defensemen, you hear that word and you think, oh, well, they're just guys that, you know, protect the goal. That's not the way it works in hockey. They can be up on the, you know, scoring goals, things like that too. They're the ones that kind of feed it up to the forwards in the center, get it in the offensive zone. So it's hurting having those guys out. So hopefully they'll have all of them back soon. They did recover after the 2-1 loss at Boston last Saturday. That was November 1st. And this past Tuesday, they were at New York against the Rangers, which is always a great win, a 3-0 win, a shutout. And it's always great against the Rangers because people call Cary New York Rangers South.
Does Rangers play at Madison Square Garden?
Yeah, and Cary, because that's where a lot of the transplants have come down. And there's so many Rangers fans in they're in Cary. But yeah, they play at Madison Square Garden Tuesday night. The Canes won 3-0. And then last night, we were talking about off the air the game last night. It basically was 4-3, like in the second period. And then it's like you know all those goals early, and then you just turn the faucet off. Does that happen in a game? It looks like a game's going to be a 50-some to 40-some, and then all of a sudden, scoring just dries up.
Yep, yeah, does that in every sport, I think.
Well, they did hold on to win over the Minnesota Wild 4-3, and so the Canes will be in action again tomorrow night against the Buffalo Sabres at 7 p.m. They're at Lenovo Center. I wanted to go, but we're going to see the Panthers Sunday, and I didn't want to get up at 6 in the morning and, you know, after being home at midnight. So I'm getting a little old.
Well, you got a long road trip tonight. So.
That's true. Headed to Southwest Edgecombe to see the Stallions play. Once again, I'll make the guarantee that Southwest will win tonight. But a 7 o'clock game tomorrow night against the Buffalo Sabres. Still tickets available if anyone wants to go see the Canes play. They're doing really well in the standings. They're right there in the Metro Division standings. They're in third place right now with 18 points. And it works off a point system. They haven't played as many games as the 2 in front of them. So they're right there, you know, just a couple points behind them. So most of that's just due to not playing as many games. The Canes have played 13. Penguins have already played 15 games, and the Devils 14. Well,
they should have a lot of home games left because of the 2-week state fair.
Yeah, they're always loaded a little more on the end with home games because of the, like you said, 2 weeks. They're banished from Raleigh because you can't play games there at Lenovo Center with the state fair going on. Although for years it happened. I would think they should incorporate at least one, even if it's on like a weeknight or something where it's not as bad.
They can't do it, man, because the power. There's no parking.
Yeah,
it'd be a disaster. Especially
with that Blue Ridge Road renovation they're doing, or whatever you want to call it, improvement going on. Maybe once that gets done, they could work something out. You guys have both been to games.
Yep.
Enjoyed it?
Oh, yeah.
Good time, isn't it? When was the last one you went to?
A year or two ago.
All season, man. We'll try and get a little group together and go. Maybe some of the local coaches and stuff. Although I don't know if we want to get all those coaches up there and everybody start drinking and start talking smack, you know, about their teams and stuff. What do you think?
Well, if I went with a bunch of coaches, I'd be mad if they hollered at their referees. So I don't know if I want to go with a bunch of coaches.
So you as a former referee, you never
That's right.
question
like,
referees.
Yeah, no.
Not to the extent certainly that people are doing it now. Man, some of the crap you see at games is just unreal. And I can understand why people don't want to be referees anymore. It's just
it's bad. I mean, I don't
basketball
know.
game, in my opinion, is the worst.
I do know that Lejeune had to move out varsity game because they had no referees for Friday night. So
a football game?
Football game, yeah, early in the year. So
football, you've got a little bit of a buffer zone now. Granted, I'm sure you can hear a lot of stuff down there.
And see, basketball's worse.
Basketball, you're right on top of it.
Well, you got 4 teams. Most schools have 4 teams. So,
JV boys, JV girls, then you go into varsity girls.
I don't
and
know if you
boys.
had experience last year having any games moved or canceled or.
We didn't. We were lucky enough, but yeah, I'm with you on that with the officiating. People just need to calm down a little bit.
Yeah. Well, finishing up our Canes report, I was sponsored by Downey's Heating and Air Conditioning. Thank you to Jason Humphrey and the gang. Make sure you get with them now because it is turning cold, and you don't want to figure out in the middle of winter when it's too cold that your heat pump's no longer working. So get with Downey's Heating and Air Conditioning. I need to have Jason on soon to talk about a program they've got where there is some program where you've probably heard it on some of our commercials where they're giving away like to needy families and stuff, heat pumps, things like that. So I'll get with Jason and have him on. But thank you to Jason Humphrey and Downey's Heating and Air for sponsoring our Hurricanes Watch. Hurricanes in 3rd place in the Metro right now. Only a point out, though, so I think they'll
just got to make the playoffs.
Make the playoffs and then get your players back. Yeah. So we're going to take our last break. When we come back, we're going to do This Day in Sports and then all high school football the rest of the way.
Freedom 97.1 WSME.
Pro Image Promotional Solutions in Jacksonville. A one-stop for your custom tees, sweats, hooded sweats, caps, and outerwear. Pro Image will design uniquely for you. Pro Image will do screen prints, digitize, and embroider right on site at their location in Jacksonville at 51 Plaza Drive B, just behind the Pizza Hut on Gum Branch Road. Pro Image Promotional Solutions, specializing in helping schools, businesses, church groups, civic organizations, and recreation sports teams with uniforms and their team gear. See Mark Houston for ideas on how to make your personal business wear look professional and appealing. For more information, visit proimagenc.com. That's proimagenc.com or call 910-347-0004. Again, that's 910-347-0004. Pro Image Promotional Solutions, just behind the Pizza Hut on Gum Branch Road, Jacksonville.
Welcome to Lane & Associates Family Dentistry, where we love to make you smile. Formerly Morgan Family Dentistry, our Jacksonville and Richlands offices are now proud members of the Lane & Associates family. Here, you'll find the perfect blend of the latest dental technology with the personal care and attention you deserve, all to give you an amazing dental experience. We welcome patients of all ages and accept all major insurance plans, including military. For over 40 years, Lane & Associates Family Dentistry has been serving families across North Carolina. And now we're here for you with convenient locations in Jacksonville, Richlands, and Maysville. Call us today at 877-LANE-DDS or visit us online at lanedds.com. That's Lane & Associates Family Dentistry, where beautiful smiles begin.
Bayshore Animal Hospital is excited to announce that they have moved to their new forever location, 623 East Saviston Drive in Swansboro. Bayshore Animal Hospital may be Onslow County's most complete veterinary clinic, offering small animal and equine medicine at a new state-of-the-art facility. Dr. Timothy Pearson is an equine practitioner. In addition to equine medical and dental services, Bayshore Animal Hospital continues to give compassionate care for all your furry, four-legged family members. You see, at Bayshore Animal Hospital, they treat pets like family. Sea dogs, devil dogs, cool cats, and horses. Welcome. Dr. Gina Francis, Timothy Pearson, and staff are ready to provide your pet with the best possible care today. Stop by Bayshore Animal Hospital now at their new location, 623 East Saviston Drive, Swansboro. Phone 910-939-5298. Or if you'd like, you can visit them online to find out more about Bayshore Animal Hospital at BayshoreAnimalHospitalNC.com.
Golden Corral, the only one for everyone. Celebrate the season with all your favorites at Golden Corral, featuring their famous buffet. Enjoy holiday favorites every day. tender turkey with dressing, savory ham, and carved steak served nightly and all day Sunday. Top it off with delicious holiday desserts like pumpkin, pecan, and chocolate pies served daily. Planning a feast at home? Order your holiday turkey or ham meal to go. And don't forget those holiday gift cards, the perfect gift for everyone on your list. Start your day with the breakfast buffet at 7:30 a.m. Enjoy brunch at 10 and dinner beginning at 4 p.m. For catering from gatherings of 10 to 1,000 guests, call 910-455-3773 or visit goldencorral.com. Dine in, takeout, drive-through, delivery, or catering.
Hey, it's Rick Dees reminding you that Jacksonville's and Greenville's Golden Corral is the only one for everyone.
Southern Touch Painting, Maintenance, Power Washing, and Roofing specializes in residential and commercial interior and exterior painting. In fact, they paint most anything except cars, including homes, businesses, apartment complexes, decks, and they do minor repairs, wood repairs, pressure washing, waterproofing, and more, including storm repair and cleanup. Southern Touch Painting, Maintenance, Power Washing, and Roofing, fully licensed, insured, and locally owned and operated by Roger Carroll Jr. References available and customer satisfaction is always guaranteed. So if you want to paint maintained, power washed, or need a new roof, call Southern Touch Painting, Maintenance, and Power Washing at 910-939-0749 or visit southerntouchpaintingnc.com. Southern Touch Painting, Maintenance, Power Washing, and Roofing salutes our troops and is proud to be part of the continued growth of Onslow and surrounding counties. The best deal for the grill is at Jones LP Gas and Oil Company each Friday. Every Friday from 8 a.m. till closing at 5, Jones LP Gas and Oil Company will fill your 20-pound LP gas grill cylinder for only $11. You heard that right. Each Friday till closing, you can have your 20-pound LP gas cylinder filled for only $11 at Jones Gas and Oil Company, 3881 Wilmington Highway in heart of Verona. In addition to saving money on your LP gas for the grill, Jones Gas and Oil is your full-service gas and oil company serving residential, commercial, and agricultural gas and oil needs, as well as gas appliances, LP replacement, parts, fill cylinders, and tankless water heaters, and they offer a 10% military discount on installation. Remember to get that cylinder filled every Friday until closing for only $11. Jones Gas and Oil Company, 3881 the Old Wilmington Highway, Verona. Phone 910-346-6384.
Hi, I'm Bob Warlick. For 3 generations, our family has been proud to serve the people of Onslow County. Whether you've been seriously injured in an automobile accident, hurt on the job, or need help with family law matters, our attorneys at the law offices of John Drew Warlick are here for you. For over 60 years, we've been your trusted hometown law firm. Please call us today at 910-455-7700.
WSME, Camp Lejeune, W246CJ, Jacksonville. Freedom 97.1 WSME.
Hey, welcome back to Sports Talk. I'm your host, Chris Raynor. It's time for This Day in Sports History. All this stuff happened on November 7th. We have Coach Beau Williams from Jacksonville High School with us, going to help us out. Robert Farley, our guest host today. Thank you for helping us out. All this stuff happened November 7th at some time or another. We kick it way back to 1943, World War II times. The Detroit Lions and the New York Giants battled to a 0-0 tie. The last scoreless game in NFL history, thank God. Any game that ends in a 0-0 tie, I always bust on Coach Michalczyk and Dave Miller about this. If it can end in a 0-0 tie, you need to, why show up? Go ahead and somehow solve the tie. And I think mostly in conference, they'll do penalty kicks and stuff like that if they have to after the overtime periods. We even had one of, I think one of the high school games this past week that ended in a like a 3-3 tie, and they ended up having to go to penalty kicks, I think.
Hey, 1959, that was a great year, by the way. Golf legend Sam Snead led Team USA to a dominant 8.5, 3.5 Ryder Cup victory at El Dorado Country Club.
Had a lot less points back then, didn't they? Yeah. A lot less players. All right, Coach.
1962 NHL Ironman Glenn Hall set a record with 503 consecutive games as a goalie, a streak that still amazes hockey fans today.
Yeah, I would think as a goaltender it'd be tough to be doing 503 consecutive games nowadays. All right, 1987, the Holy War, they call it in college football. There's a couple of them. There's BYU and Utah, but this is the big one. Notre Dame and Boston College, both Catholic schools. Notre Dame edged Boston College 32-25 there in South Bend. Both, with a traditional Catholic heritage, and I guess they still play.
They played last weekend.
Did they?
Notre Dame beat Boston College last weekend.
Yeah, Notre Dame's had the upper hand lately, especially.
1988, boxing great Sugar Ray Leonard scored a dramatic knockout over Donnie Lalonde to claim another world title.
1991, the sports world stood still as Magic Johnson announced he was retiring from the Lakers after testing positive for HIV, a moment that changed sports and public awareness forever.
Yeah, I remember. You always remember, announcements and stuff like that, and just always a vibrant person. He still is. I mean, he's still does a lot of stuff. So obviously, the medication has changed over the years for that. 1998, the Breeders' Cup lit up Churchill Downs with stars like Awesome Again and Silver Bullet Day taking home wins. You know what the Silver Bullet is, don't you?
I do. I saw a lot of them.
That's right.
I had a couple, too.
The Bullet.
Hey, in 2009, Jerry Sloan made NBA history, becoming the first coach ever to notch 1,000 wins with one team, the Utah Jazz.
And that's the big part of it is 1,000 with one team. I mean, there's several like Pat Riley and, of course, Phil Jackson with other teams.
2017, South Korea's Park Sun-yu became the first LPGA rookie to earn the #1 world ranking.
I'm guessing she's not from around here, obviously from South Korea. The first rookie to be – the LPGA has changed so much over the years. Remember, for years it was the golfers that have been there for a while. Now these young kids are coming out and just dominating it. I would say the young ones dominate it more than only the PGA circuit. You tend to have some of the older timers on PGA. All right, in 2021, Kyle Larson capped off a storybook NASCAR season. That's ironic, since he just won it again.
He did.
Holding off Martin Truex Jr. at Phoenix to claim his 10th win and his first Cup Series championship.
No, he has two.
Yeah, he has two. And, of course, Denny Hamlin, your buddy, doesn't have any. Bless his heart.
He's not my buddy.
So close. Yet so far. We're going to jump into our prognosticators' picks here in a minute. First of all, I talked with Brian North, and he wants to call in here in just a minute to give us some things. Tell us, just kind of while I'm getting him on the phone, before we start our picks and everything, run through the season a little bit. Just kind of give us a little, some highlights of some of the stuff through the season, things that pop out in your mind about your team.
Kids just got better each week. Started off with West Carteret. Good team. Then had Northside, which is having a great year, and we were able to get out of there with a win. And they got good skill all over the place. Then we had a bye. Then we had East Duplin, which was a tough one, and then Topsail, which didn't have the year they wanted. Then started conference play. I think one of the harder conferences around. Got it rolling and just kept on getting win after win each week, and just kind of started steamrolling for us. And now we're on a bye again, so hopefully we can regain our magic next week.
Regain the magic after the bye.
I went to the Greenville Rose game, and man, that was a great high school football game.
We're talking about the bye. Of course, what was it last year in the college football playoffs? Remember the top 4 teams that buys lost the next round, and that's different because they already have such a long break for that. They had that month long in there, and then you added another week. Do you like a bye, or do you prefer not to have it? Or it just is what it is?
It is what it is. There's nothing you can do about it, so you kind of have to handle it and move on.
I think it helped you, though, this year, because you had a couple guys banged up. Maybe get them healthy.
I'm hoping.
Uh-oh.
I'm hoping it works out the right way for us. But
all right, I think we got Brian North calling in. You ever heard of a dude named Brian North?
Yeah, I know Brian really well.
He does a really good job of getting you guys showcased on the news.
Starts
the Blitz
now.
Starts now.
Yeah, Brian's a good person. I've known him for a while.
Yeah, he's a good dude. Brian, we got you on the phone there?
You got me on the phone here.
Good morning, Brian North, WCTI TV 12. The mad scientist behind the Blitz. You and Luke running it there. The best, in my opinion, the best in the business. The best football sports show. The highlight show with the Blitz, high school sports. Is there anything else I can pump you up before you talk to us a little bit?
No, the only reason you're saying that is because we're the only station that's ever put you on the air on TV waves before. So that's why we're the best, because we're the only ones who would actually go and show your ugly mug on TV.
Oh yeah, and you do a great job with it, man. We were just talking. You have Coach Beau Williams with us today. Say hello, Coach.
Oh, that's right. Oh, he's off this week. That's right. That's why he's allowed to.
How we doing, Brian?
I'm doing great, Beau. Hope Blitz is doing well at home.
Yeah, Blitz is doing good at the house.
And we got Robert Farley as our co-host today. We were talking about, before we got you on the air, about the buys in high school sports nowadays. Isn't it like the 1A bracket where just about everybody had a buy?
Yeah, 1A and 8A, there's a ton of buys going on. You know, it's kind of funny when you're looking at it. Havelock is the only conference champion I can find that's actually having to play this week. And
Really?
there's a whole bunch of teams, even with losing records, that I think are getting buys this week, at least like in the 1A level. So it's a little silly.
Well, man, you know the landscape as good as anybody. Was there any one of those situations this year, since everything was off RPI, where a number 2 team in a conference actually was higher seeded than a number 1 team? Conference champion by record is what I'm talking about.
Yeah, so you had Croatan, Northside, and Havelock all tied because they all beat each other. And boy, with Havelock's non-conference schedule, and I don't know how the RPI works with as far as wins and losses go and how that helps you, but Havelock had a pretty brutal non-conference record, and then they go and they're a co-champion. They beat Northside, who's got a heck of a record. So I thought that was the one strange one for me, is they're the only conference champion that is having to play. But I guess when you have tri-champions, somebody probably is going to get stuck like that. But I was surprised with their RPI that they would be the one to have to play. But they have the worst record of the 3, so I get that.
And you can see that happening down the road if they continue the RPI method, because past years I was talking with Coach Beau Williams about in the past with Havelock and Jacksonville going back and forth like they did during the regular season. It could happen where one of those teams had a stronger non-conference schedule, could actually leapfrog the conference champion.
Yeah, if you're not going to give the conference champion an extra little booster reward, which I still think you should. I still think winning a conference title is important, and I think you should get even more than just being able to hang a banner in your gym. There should be a little bit of a playoff reward for that. I mean, you should be penalized for playing in a crappy conference. You still have to win your games, and you should also be rewarded for playing in a great conference. I still think there should be a little bit of a boost for that, but that's just me. I moved here 27 years ago from the Virginia High School League area, and they had 3 people full-time running a great state. And then I moved here, and it's been a struggle for 27 years to get the North Carolina High School Athletics Association to make some common sense choices.
Yeah, and a lot of it changes every year, so it's hard to get locked into. We were talking about the NASCAR Cup chase that ended this past week, that convoluted way they have of getting a champion. Next year they're going back to just, the one that has the best year is going to be the champion.
Yeah. Well, they're trying to capture the excitement every week. And so while you may do that, you miss the overall big picture.
Right.
And so that's it takes away the specialness of a championship in the NASCAR level. Now, with high school football, I think they really have to take a look at this first week. I think they have to really take a look at reducing the playoffs by 1 week. I don't think everybody in the state has to get in.
Right.
And what happens if we have a situation like we've had a couple of years where you have to add an extra weekend? Now your state championships are literally 3 days before Christmas. So
wow.
I think you can probably, most states around the country wrap up their state championships Thanksgiving weekend. And so North Carolina is one of the few that just keeps playing this late in the year.
I remember back in the day, sometimes they're at Carter Finley going and watching a state championship game and then taking my kids over to Disney at Ice at Lenovo or PNC, what it was back then, RBC, whatever it was. They have the same event going on at the same time. It's that late in the year.
Hey, Brian, what's this week's final regular season Channel 12 standings?
We had, I didn't want to do it, but I had to put those Cardinals of Jacksonville in at number 1.
Why?
Tried all year to keep them out of there.
They haven't lost.
Look, Jacksonville was great this year, and I think Beau should be commended. I think, Beau, this is the first time you've ever had an undefeated regular season team, at least in Jacksonville, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so that was really impressive. I thought, replacing Juju and with AP stepping up and breaking in a new quarterback and everything, and just mauling everybody like Jacksonville did. They were number 1 with Tarboro right behind them. What Tarboro continues to do year in and year out is really impressive. So they were in at number 2. And then I believe we had north side of Beaufort County, who also had their first undefeated regular season since 1992. And they're 1A school, but boy, they've done well. They beat Washington this year. They just had an impressive year, so they were in at number 3. And I have to go look and see. Luke had the final poll the other day. I know we had North Duplin was up there. Oh, James Keenan was number 4. James Keenan's had an incredible season, and so they were up there as well. So I have to go look at the rest of them, but it was the usual suspects. Croatan was in there. North Duplin was in there. West Craven had an incredible year. They're only lost to New Bern. They were in there. So a lot of good teams around the area this year. But we had 5 undefeated teams. Beargrass, Charter, their first ever undefeated season. Again, their schedule is a little weak, but you only beat who you can play. And then we had Parrott Academy, 11-0. And I know they're 8-man football. They played some 11-man games. But the eyeball test tells you they're a really good team this year. Now, they should be the favorite to win that 8-man state championship.
So Parrott actually added some players and played some 11-man games this year?
Yeah, they've been doing that for several years now. They'll play 3-4 11-man games.
Wow.
They don't like to play the full 11-man season. Their numbers are good enough they could do it now. But I think they just enjoy playing that 8-man championship. And John Paul tried to move up a few years ago. Didn't work out for them, so they stayed 8-man. Lawrence Academy's had a great year at 8-man. Cary Christian only has 1 loss, and that was to Parrott this year. It's really weird. The only 8-man teams are on this side of the state, and they're the private schools, but we're starting to see some of the public schools. You have Mattamuskeet, Columbia, some of those schools who just have a hard time fielding a team but want to play. They're playing those 8-man games as well, but they're just not recognized by the state.
All right. Well, before we let you go, Brian, I know you got a ton of stuff to do. Get ready for the big night tonight. I'm going to go through each of the 8 classes and give me just whoever pops in your mind from the East as, a couple of dominant teams. 1A.
Northside, Beaufort County, and Wilson Prep are probably the 2 best teams there.
So Northside Pinetown?
Kip Pride. I saw Kip Pride first game of the year, and Kip Pride's one of those teams that's been god-awful for many years, but, man, they must have hit the portal or something because they had a bunch of big athletic kids playing. And so Kip Pride is kind of the sleeper out of there as well.
All right, 2A ranks.
Tarboro,
end of story.
Can anybody beat Tarboro?
The big question is, will Tarboro not have a running clock in any game in the Eastern playoffs this year? You just look at that bracket. I mean, North Duplin's in there, East Carteret, but I can't. Tarboro's just head and tails above.
Didn't Kinston give Tarboro all they could handle last week?
Who's that?
Kinston.
Yeah, Kinston, but Kinston's a bigger school, right? Tarboro was the smallest school in that conference. They petitioned to move up so they could have some competition. So the smallest school ended up not rolling through the conference, but look, their one kryptonite is the passing game. And Kinston can throw the ball, and they almost got them with it. They had one possession they'd love to get faster. Otherwise, they could have beaten them.
Wow. All right, the 3A ranks.
James Keenan.
Looking really strong there. And they beat Wallace this past week to win the championship. So, man, that quarterback, they got dynamite, didn't he?
Eli Avent's really good. They just have athletes, and Coach Grady does a great job there. And, that's kind of his area. He fits right in. They're in that Swine Valley Conference. He really embraces the pig culture of Duplin County, and they kind of play like some angry hogs there. And watch out for them. They're going to be really a tough out the 3A.
Would you give the Swine Valley Conference the edge as the best conference name?
Hands down with name. I mean, name-wise, hands down.
Yeah.
Yeah. Team-wise, my God, no. They had, Spring Creek and Goldsboro, and Rosewood was bad this year. So there was a real discrepancy between the top teams in the conference and the bottom team.
Well, what I mean is the top conference name.
Oh, yeah, by far.
Yeah, it's cool. It's a cool name they came up with. All right, now we're going to the 4A ranks. I'm not going to let you pick Southwest Onslow, so pick another team other than Southwest for 4A.
This is going to be fun now. East Duplin's in there. West Craven is in there. Reedsville is in there. So that's a loaded 4A bracket. That's going to be a lot of fun.
So Reedsville's in the East?
Yeah, I believe they are. Yeah, I believe
they have been in the past, yeah.
Yep.
Well, you and I have had this discussion before about how they divide the line of longitude, basically. In the past, they've done that. But when you look at, like, say, you got a Brunswick County school that has to play at Currituck, that's further than going to the mountains,
Yeah.
So Eastern North Carolina still has a lot of travel.
Yeah, there was one year in the sub-classifications when one year North Duplin was in the East, and they had to travel to Cape Hatteras for a playoff game.
Yeah.
The next year they were in the West, and they had to travel to Cherokee for a playoff game. I've never seen a team have to travel as far east and as far west as North Duplin did in consecutive years.
Frequent flyer miles, baby. We used to talk about, the Columbus County schools like Whiteville and South Columbus about how they always got put in the West. But if you look at the map, and I never really noticed it until you look at the state map at a rest stop, they're further west than Raleigh.
Yeah.
By actual lines of longitude. You just consider them coastal counties because they're one county from the coast, the way our coast turns. All right, let's move on to the 5A bracket.
5A. Bo, what are you in? 5 or 6?
6.
Okay, so don't call him yet. You'll call him next.
Yeah, okay. 5A. Look, keep an eye. Havelock's playing pretty well. Northside, I think Northside. Look, Croatan. If Croatan's healthy, and I know they had some injuries middle of the year, but Croatan's I would not want to play them. And look, now I don't want to play Dixon either. You talk about somebody's got to travel a long way. They got to go to Rockingham County, and I know they can't stop anybody, but that single wing has been tough to stop. And J.J. Goulet leading the state in rushing by like 700 yards. No one's even close to him.
You remember
the Lamb kid from Wallace Rose Hill?
I'm glad you did his story and got his name correct. I saw sports last night.
Goulet. Well,
that was the fun. We tried to have some fun with that one.
He's only a senior, Brian.
Yeah. But, 5A is one of those I'm real curious to see who comes out of there. I think there's a lot of evenly matched teams, and I haven't checked to see who's in the outside of our area to see that bracket. So I've really only studied out, mostly just who's playing this week, and I haven't delved into the deeper part of it a whole lot yet.
All right, 6A, I think the Cardinals are right up there with anybody. Obviously, you guys are the number one seed in the East, right?
Yes.
Would the Cardinals be your pick from the eastern side of the state?
They got to be right there, and the weird part is, Beau and Jacksonville have been so good on the road in the playoffs through the years, right? It's going to be a little weird to be playing at home this whole time because they're so used to getting on the bus and being road warriors. I'm curious how they deal with playing at home and not having those bonding moments. But, I love everything about Jacksonville. They need their defensive coordinator needs to tighten up a little bit, but outside of that, the offense has been great for them, and so I like Jacksonville in the East.
All right, how about 7A?
Whew.
There's fewer teams in that bracket from the upper teams from 7A.
How's our local schools like Newbern and Conley?
Newbern's in there, Conley, South Central, and I don't know if any of them is good enough. Look, Conley's had a better year, and Beau can probably speak to this better than I can because he played them all. I don't know if those three teams, South Central's, I don't think that good. Newbern has all the talent in the world.
Yeah.
They just have to figure out what's been going on there. If Newbern figures it out, whether it's on the field or off the field, I don't know if it's been injuries. I don't know if it's been a chemistry issue. But they have all the talent in the world to make a run until they face one of the big boys. But
they got some skill players. Newbern does.
Yeah. And, Beau, you can weigh on that. I don't know if Conley's got a chance or Newbern, but who do you think is better out of there that could make a run?
You're going to get a no comment probably.
Yeah, Conley did beat Newbern, so I would say Conley. But it's like you said, if Newbern gets it figured out, they're very athletic.
Yeah, Nate Conner's done a great job with this year's team. That was a team I don't know if anybody expected for them to have the year they've had. I think Nate's had one of his best coaching years.
Well, Newbern, of course, with that run offense they had, remember, was it 3 years ago? Newbern and Southwest are the two teams I remember. Southwest in 2003 and Newbern, 2-3 years ago, they won state championships with 0 passing yards.
Yeah.
So, and, of course, Newbern was stripped later, but still, that was a great accomplishment.
Well, yeah, and Torrey Nowell was the head coach there, and he didn't have to throw with the guys they had running the ball. And so now they've got a really good quarterback in Terrence McCormick. He's a dual-threat guy, and he's got all sorts of weapons, and they've got the Duke running the ball. Look, on paper, they should be a team that makes a deep run. Everybody's trying to figure out what's been the missing element here the second half of this season.
Well, we hope they get hot. On to the 8A bracket, that's going to be even less because there's not that many 8A teams around.
They're all out of Wilmington.
Yeah.
The Hoggard Invitational.
Yeah. So you think Hoggard's the beast of the East in 8A?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think by far. I don't know of anybody that's really challenged them this year.
Well, good deal. We appreciate all your insight, man. Looking forward to looking at the Blitz tonight. It's always, you guys do a great job, you and Luke, of covering, every game. There's so many more games nowadays than there used to be. But as the playoffs come along, look forward to seeing it, a little more concentrated.
So with all the buys tonight, they kind of got a night off.
Yeah.
We have a full night. We just have to go a little farther to get them, I guess. We got a lot of games like the Wilson area and the Goldsboro area, but we have a full night of teams. And the one thing that's changed, we used to have in television a coverage area, right? You have your counties that only people can see, but now with the internet, and YouTube, and Facebook, and all these other things, I mean, it's endless. And so we have a lot of followers now in counties that don't get coverage from anybody else that now will watch us through those. So you're going to give us clicks equal money, we'll go cover you. So that's how business works, I guess.
That's right.
Hey, I have one other question for you. Who was the biggest surprise this year?
Northside Jacksonville, to me, probably.
Yeah.
I didn't know they'd have the year that they had. I thought they really developed. Kenny Pollock did a great job getting those young guys to play and mixing it with his older ones. Croatan as well. Croatan, I knew was going to be good, but for them to only lose one game all year, that was just an impressive run. So Andrew Gurley did a great job there. Those are the two that really jumped out at me. That they're always good. I knew they'd have winning records. I didn't know they would have the seasons that they had. They looked really impressive.
And I think Jacksonville, too, with losing Juju, and a lot of people thought, might be not a rebuilding year, but maybe not a 9-0 year. You know what I'm saying? The fact that the excellence that they've done is a testament to this gentleman sitting beside us to get that program to the level to where, next man up, and let's just keep going.
There's no doubt. I talk about 3 programs in Eastern North Carolina that are system programs because they've built from the bottom up, and they have a system that keeps on going. And that's Tarboro, that's Jacksonville, and that is, who was my third one that I was? East Duplin.
Yeah.
I think those are 3 programs that just have a system in place where the head coach has done such a great job putting a system in place, they could step away and it would keep on going, right? They have the right mix of coaches, continuity, theater systems. Everybody buys in from the community all the way up through. Now, the difference between those 3 is the one in Jacksonville has to fight for kids and has to fight with several other schools within city limits to keep that program going. So that is what Beau has done. And I've always said that. His dad, Chip, did the same thing. Wherever Chip went, he left a legacy of winning, and it was kind of a joke that every time Chip would leave to go somewhere else, they would win a state championship right after he left. And so I think that happened at Bertie, it happened at Rose, it happened at New Bern. And so, but that was a testament to how well he built it before he left. And then, of course, he was finally able to win some of his own. And Beau learned from the best on that and how to build a system, build a program that operates on its own merit. And that's always a great testament to the person who's running it. So, no, Jacksonville has been awesome, and I think that you give them a heads up just because of the other schools that they're competing with right within their own city limits.
Well, thank you so much for being with us, Brian. Go get you a good nap because you got a long night ahead of you. If I can get you some footage from the Southwest, I made the prediction in the Southwest game. You probably didn't hear it because you're out of our range, but I predict Southwest will win tonight, no doubt.
Yes, that is correct.
No doubt. And if I get you footage, you want me to take the camera and turn it up and down to take the video, right?
No. Do it sideways, and I'll tell you what. So we'll have someone there early because, we figured the Stallions will run right over them. So we'll get the early video, but if there's any Cougar video you want to send later, you can send it to us.
Turn the camera sideways, though, right? As Les still has told us on weather footage, turn it sideways. Best landscape. But thank you so much for all you do, man. You the best in the business out there, and everybody tune into the Blitz tonight. What, about 11:10 or so?
Yeah, 11:05. I always say just watch the news. Let's give them a little love too, and pretend to watch for a minute.
Who's tonight's big game or premier matchup? Whatever I think you call it.
We're going Green Central, Wallace, Rose Hill. We just look at comparative scores of who they played. It looks pretty even matched up. It's all a matter of whether Green Central. They've been Jekyll and Hyde a little bit. If they show up like on one of their A nights, I think that'll be a really good game. We're also interested in Pamlico Southside. I think Pamlico will give Southside a little bit better game this second time around.
They share a little border territory, don't they?
Yeah.
That's one of your former coaches, head coach there.
Yep, Akins does a good job.
Well, thank you, Brian. Yeah. WCTI TV 12 around 11. Just start at 11 tonight. That way, make sure you don't miss anything.
Yeah. Make my news people happy.
Beautiful night for high school football. Weather's going to be gorgeous.
Yes, sir. Can't wait. Beau, you going anywhere to watch a game?
I'm going to go see Mom and Dad in Green. We'll go to the ECU game tomorrow.
There you go. Go Pirates. Justin
Taking the night off.
Thanks, Brian, for everything.
Yeah, you got it, Beau. You're the best.
You're the best, Brian.
Take care, Brian. We'll see you later.
All right, thanks, guys. Later.
All right, bye. We were talking about the games, and we had a couple that we didn't quite get to because the first break, the only two we missed and hadn't covered yet. Overhill's at New Bern. He talked a little bit about that. New Bern, as he was saying, has all the tools. It's just a matter of putting it together. Is Overhill's Fayetteville? Where's Overhill?
I believe so.
I think it's Fayetteville area.
South of Fayetteville.
Then, speaking of Fayetteville area, you have Liberty at Sandhills. They're not in the NCISSSSA, whatever that long acronym is. playoffs because of some. I guess because they've just started playing. I don't know. There's something where they can't play in those playoffs, but they're playing tonight for their conference championship game. They're playing against Sandhills Classical Christian Academy. They picked a neutral site to play the game since it's the conference championship. The neutral site is Northmore High School, which is 20 minutes from Sandhills and 2 hours from here.
Yeah.
Does that sound neutral to you?
That sound very fair.
No, but anyway, good luck to Liberty having to basically have a road trip. Even though it's not at that high school, it's still, in my opinion, that's way favoring. It's like back in the days when, if you had a state championship game at, say, Kid Brewer Stadium and, Watauga High School was playing against Jacksonville, you know what I mean? That would be more of an advantage. We were looking up we were talking about the state championships here. I know Carolina still has some. And I'll get that for everybody for next week. There's a couple of different places this year. It's not the classical, Carolina, Duke, State, or Wake Forest like they've had before, but we'll get that together for everybody for next week. What's some takes you got this week, Coach, on some of the local games? Anything you got? You can have some scouts out there somewhere, aren't you?
We get the film now anyhow, so
it's all huddles based now.
Now, who's your matchup?
We have the winner of Southview and Harnett Central, which both teams are good enough to beat us. So,
and both teams are going to have to travel east.
Yeah,
that's right. We're going to jump into our prognosticators picks. We have a tie for the lead now between Jerry and Harry. They're both at what's wrong with this? No, that's correct. Harry Brown and Jerry Allen, 67 and 12. Robert Farley, you're right up there, man, 67 and 13.
Yeah, I picked
66 and 13.
I picked Kinston White Oak. I thought Kinston would get them, and they led the whole game and lost on the last play of the game. So
yeah, they say that game was a Donnybrook to watch.
I think if I won that game, I'd be right there with them.
Well, some others up high in the standings. You got Bob Warlick at 64 and 15. Ben Beasley at 63 and 16. Ashley Mosley, 65 and 14 right there. Brian North, I should have covered that with him before he left. 57 and 22.
He's having a bad year.
Well, there's only one person having a worse year, and we'll get to him in a minute.
Yeah. I know who that is.
Yeah, I know too. Can't go against my boys though. Chris Miller's at 65 and 14. Steve Goodson at 59 and 20. Michael Irvin. Actually, I take that back. There's two people worse. I'll cover those two at the end, and I probably just teased one of them. Joey Mahouchik at 63 and 16. Jason Humphrey at 62 and 17 with Down East Heating and Air Conditioning. Dave Miller at 61 and 18. Then second to last, yours truly, 56 and 23. And then dead last, Irv had a terrible week last couple of weeks. 53, he was 3 and 5 the week before, and then 5 and 2 this past week. So that's not a good average. 53 and 26, Michael Irvin bringing up the rear for now, but I'm sure he'll improve, And the thing about the playoffs is we add some extra games, as you saw this week. It's local teams, but when we get to like the Eastern Finals, all that, we'll have whatever's left, So it might be some teams that people aren't familiar with, and then of course probably have the Western games too, so people have to start doing a little research. Is that the way you guys pretty much get your stuff now? Everything's huddle.
Yes, sir.
It's so much better than do you remember the days having to go trade film?
Oh yeah.
Get up on Saturday morning and meet somebody in Raleigh or something.
Yeah, and they'd be late
or bring you a film that was garbage.
And you probably didn't have cell phones back in the day, so you were just hoping they showed up on time.
Yep.
Did you ever get the film that you knew was a garbage film? They gave you one of maybe their worst game, their star was out.
It still happens, yeah.
Yeah. But still on huddle, at least I think you got.
Any teams change jersey numbers for star players?
Still do.
Yeah. I've heard they've done that.
Yep. They still do it.
With huddle, do you get access to all their games now?
No, you trade like our conference does too. So we usually just trade two.
Really?
Yep.
I would thought with huddle, if you're paying for it, the system, you would be able to get access to all of them. Do you have ways around that?
I mean, you can get it from other people,
like other coaches.
Other coaches if they want. But a lot of times you have rules like conference won't trade out conference with other people.
Well, before we go, we do want to cover the soccer playoffs real quick. Some local soccer teams are doing really. Obviously, Coach Mahouchik.
Cars won last night.
8-1 win over White Oak last night.
Great job. They play on Monday at 6.
Yep, they had a bye in the first round.
Northern Nash.
Okay.
Yep, Northern Nash.
So come on out and visit.
Jacksonville. Now, are they the number 1 overall seed?
Number 2.
Number 2. So they'll be home as long as
they got at least 3 home games.
Yeah, that's a good deal.
Unless we get an upset, and then we have 4.
Well, and that's always possible. Years ago, Southwest or Onslow County soccer was so good that it was nothing for a 4 seed from here to go be the number 1 seed.
Oh, yeah.
Happened all the time. Still does every now and then. Looking at the different teams, though, every team in Onslow County qualified for the playoffs. Lejeune had a bye in the first round and then lost to East Wake Academy last night, so they're out 1-0. Southwest played in the first round, beat Graham 4-3, and then lost to Washington, who had a bye in the round last night, so they're out now. Northside, first 2 playoff victories ever. They had their first victory ever Tuesday in the playoffs, and then followed it up with a win again. You know,
it was on the road too, wasn't it?
Yeah, on the road for the next one. They beat St. Paul's 1-0.
Great.
St. Paul's is out there too.
Yeah.
That's a long trip. Croatan beat Richlands 3-2. Richlands actually had a bye, and then that was one of the teams we were talking about that had the bye and then lost in the second round. So
Richlands was the conference champs, and Croatan got them.
Yeah, Croatan, of course, had to play in the first round. So
PKs.
That might have kept the continuity going. You don't know. Dixon was also had a bye in the first round. They lost to Fike 5-3
in overtime.
So I guess there was two goals scored during the 2 10-minute overtime periods. So Wilson Fike over the Dixon Bulldogs 5-3. Dixon's out. Swansboro lost to West Brunswick. That was back Tuesday night, I think. 2-1. So they're out.
So we got 2 schools left.
2 schools left. You got Northside and is that only 2? Yeah.
Jacksonville, yeah.
Northside and Jacksonville, yeah. And they're different though. Like Northside's 5 here, right? Mm-hmm. So they wouldn't meet again.
They wouldn't play.
And White Oak, got to give them props. They won in the first round to face the mighty Joey Mahowchik led Cardinals last night. Lost 8-1, but they did have that first round win over Southeastern Guilford. So every team got in and is doing good. Every team is in the football playoffs too, except Swansboro.
Yeah.
And I've kind of played with the numbers a little bit. Had Swansboro gone into the original conference that I think they were put in numbers-wise, and I know the travel restrictions and all that, there were some reasons there, but had they gone in that conference, they probably would have made the playoffs because this RPI just would have made them higher.
I do have a question for our AD here, not football coach, AD. What are you hearing about women's flag football in Onslow County?
It's coming. I've heard.
You heard anything?
I hadn't heard anything.
I know it's Wilmington schools have it. Pitt County's got it now.
And I think it'll be like a spring sport. Is that when they play it?
I'm not sure.
I think it's winter is what they're talking about.
Winter. Interesting.
Well, the state doesn't have it. They don't have it yet, but
I think
they're talking about it.
I think they're talking about it. But we got a questionnaire come out earlier in the fall asking when. I mean, it's a lot of sports on one field for us.
True.
Yeah.
I mean, we have in the fall we got football and soccer, and then if we add that, that's going to be another.
And you got lacrosse.
Then in the spring we have girls soccer and both boys and girls lacrosse. I think last year we had 76 games in the stadium. So
wow.
I know Richlands and Southwest and Swansboro may do it too, but I know they have rec leagues that play there. And that's another grind. Middle school games, but you guys don't have that issue, do you? You don't have any middle school games there.
We had Northwoods this year because of their building that new gym and problems with their fields.
Oh, they're building a new gym at Northwoods. Finally?
Yeah.
Wow.
It's about done, I'm hoping.
So nobody's going to have to shoot over the rafters anymore?
No, I don't think so.
That was always a cool little place, though, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And I say little place because it was smaller than specs
small.
require. What else?
His auxiliary gym's bigger than Northwoods, isn't it? I believe so.
What else you want to tell us about your team before we go? Just obviously go Cards, but are you guys healthy? Do you have anybody?
We got some guys a little banged up, but I mean, this time of year you're going to. So, especially just getting through with our conference play, which was a very tough conference. We just kind of got to get ready and take it one game at a time. Try to go 1-0 each week.
So the bye can actually go both ways. It helps a lot to get healthy again, and then of course you have some. I don't think in football, especially high school football, the rust issue is a concern. Baseball, like we talked about in the majors, the 4 teams last year that had it, lost coming back, but that's with other teams continuing their daily thing, and then you guys are still practicing every day just like normal.
Yes, sir.
So it shouldn't be an issue at all. Look forward to next week. Now, will the kickoff still be 7:00 playoffs?
Yes, we'll try.
Not going to do 7:30. I've heard some of them are 7:30, depending on where it's at.
Yeah, it depends on how travel time, but usually up to both coaches.
So we want to fill Cardinal Stadium next Friday night?
Oh, yeah. Come on out.
Looking forward to it.
And Hollywood's got a night off tonight, don't you, Hollywood?
What you going to do with yourself, Hollywood?
don't know.
Well, I know what you're
Hang
going to do
with-
tomorrow,
well,
so tell us about that.
I'm going to hang with the family tonight.
Yeah.
A rare Friday, hang with my daughter and my wife. Go out to eat maybe.
Nice.
But tomorrow is a big day because first of all it's a Veterans Day. We celebrate the veterans here in Onslow County and nationwide, and there's a huge Veterans Day parade, and it's very special because it's the 250th birthday of the Marines. So Jacksonville, North Carolina, Veterans Day parade kicks off tomorrow at 10 a.m. right there on Western Boulevard, and we'll be covering it live. And actually, it's pretty fun to listen to a parade. You think on the radio it is?
We did it last year, and you did it. You did the Veterans Day, and I did the Christmas parade. And it's a lot more entertaining than you think it is.
Well, and if you can't make it out, you listen to it. You hear the bands and all that stuff. It's actually pretty cool.
The pageantry and all.
The pageantry,
Yes.
the theater of the mind.
The Jacksonville band in that tomorrow?
Yeah.
I'm guessing.
I don't know.
Yeah, but it's gonna be really cool. It's supposed to be really big. 10 to 12:30, and we have our cast of characters. We got Chris Raynor, of course. Robert here's helping us out, and John Michael, who just does so much for the community, will be there as well. He's an old radio guy from Chicago, and I think does stuff for the Sheriff's Department, I do believe. And he'll be there, and also Salem Clark will be helping us out. She's the tourism manager or director. I always get it confused. She's
Just stay away from Western Boulevard tomorrow about 9.
Yeah.
You're going out of town, so
Yeah.
you won't be here.
Side
but
roads.
You won't be able to get on Western
Yeah,
Boulevard
you
tomorrow
got to get
morning.
there early. They shut the roads down about an hour before 10 or so. But we'll all be there. It should be a ton of fun. It's hosted by Rolling Thunder NC5. They've been doing it for a long, long time. It's free. It's open to the public. And, of course, the parade is part of the Veterans Tribute event series, which includes other activities like the Red, White, and Salute event, which happens today in a military basketball tournament on November the 9th through 11th. So that's going to be going on. And that's what's happening. So come on down. It rolls through Western Boulevard, starting at the Coastal Carolina Community College, ending on Bryn Mawr Road, and series of celebrations called Veterans Tribute NC that runs to the 11th. So listen, 97.1, 11:20 a.m., WSME, 97.1.com. And we'll be back next week at home throughout the playoff season until we win state and until we win the there you go.
Cardinal foosball, baby.
Yeah, that's it, baby. So there you go.
All right. Well, we want to, before we get going, thank you, Coach, for being with us today. Good luck next week. Enjoy your weekend off, and it's back to the grind Monday.
Yes, sir. I
Hey,
appreciate it.
Chris,
Thanks.
need to give a shout out to Mr. Ken Hagan. He
Please.
passed
Oh,
away.
yes,
He
yes.
passed away last Friday, I
And
believe.
we did last week too, talking about his illness that he had, or his issues he had, health problems, and then like you said,
What a
passed away
great
Friday.
man in the community. He was the voice of the Cardinals for
years.
25 years. When I played there, he was the games were on the radio, and he was the guy.
Yeah.
So big loss for the community. Prayers to his family.
He's one of those people, and there's several others like him, that handful that cared more about his community and his teams than he did about his own, free time, and it wasn't always one of those. He was always doing stuff for the team, and he put forth a lot of effort and lost a lot of stuff, in his free time to do that.
Yeah, I
for
read
him.
somewhere he missed one football game in 25 years.
Wow.
That's pretty amazing.
Yeah.
I met him for the first time actually at the Cardinal night. He was there, and he came over and said hi, and he was telling me about his career. And
He was
called the games.
Parks and Rec director
Yeah.
and city manager. He did a lot.
But he was telling me
our
about
community.
the radio stuff, and made quite an impression. Really nice guy.
Yeah.
Definitely would be missed.
Definitely thoughts and prayers with his family. And thank you, Robert, for being with us today. Robert
Glad to be
Farley,
here.
co-host. Thank you, Coach, for being with us. I did lie to you. I told you we'd have you out of here by about 10:15.
Yeah.
You know how we get, man. We get to talking. We do want to thank our sponsors before we go. National Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram, the losses of John Drew Warlick, Express Printing and Myron Cross, Golden Corral, Mr. Billy Sewell, Bayshore Animal Hospital there in Swansboro, CNS Paint, Ron Choate and Victor Case, Bradley's Jewelers, Rock Creek Golf and Country Club, Superior Metal Structures and Concrete there in Beulahville, Jones Onslow EMC, your Touchstone Energy Cooperative. They will be the place where we'll be setting up camp tomorrow for the parade. Let's come by and see us out front.
Yeah. Also, the parade is brought to you by David Hall. Is that right?
David Hull Insurance, yeah.
Yeah, David Hall, State Farm Insurance agent.
State Farm Insurance. Downey's Heating and Air Conditioning, of course, Jason Humphrey and the gang. Hampton Hadley Chiropractic, Jones LP Gas in Verona, Southern Touch Painting, Mr. Roger Carroll, Fountain Management, of course, Sandra Fountain and her team, Onslow County Motor Company, Ben Beasley and his crew, Lane Associates Family Dentistry, Bartley Insurance Services, Bill Mercer, and Humphrey Heating and Air Conditioning. Make sure you support those sponsors that support Sports Talk. And, of course, our racing report also is brought to you by Onslow County Motor Company, Hurricane Watch by Downey's Heating and Air Conditioning, and special thanks to Billy Grissett and Helen's Kitchen for that delicious stuff. I've been smelling it the last few minutes. I'm surprised I didn't quit right at 10 when I started smelling the BLTs and burgers.
It's still warm, too.
It is. So thank you so much, everyone. And that's Sports Talk. We'll see you next Friday.
Are we ready for a little fun? Yes. This is Rick Dees. I can't wait to meet you here this weekend. The weekly Top 40 Countdown is ready to go. Do we have some D's sleeves for everybody? Oh, yeah. We're going to go out on a limb with the weekly Top 40 Sure Shot. You can